Good morning. Welcome to Rita's Roost and the Quilted Chicken Farm. It's January the 21st. It's still, what is it? It's 9:30 as I'm recording this. This is not a live. This is recorded. You know we do those live sometimes and we have a good time on them, don't we? And I don't know if you was watching last night, but Rusty Bucket kept telling me I was cute and he wants to eat my cooking and all that good stuff. And I thought it was funny. I laughed about it. And then he told June Henson that I reminded him of his grandma. Well, you know, Rusty, I remind myself of my grandma. And so I went and got some pictures, and I'm going to show you some old pictures of my grandmas this morning. And I tell you, I look like one of them. I really do. I look like my grandma. I think I act like my grandma sometimes. I'm going to show you this one first. This is my mama's mother. Let me see if I can get it where it doesn't glare. Well, it's going to be a glare on it. Don't want it to do that, but it is. I'm not sure if I can turn off one of those lights, if that help or not. Did that help? That helped. Not much, but a little bit. That's my grandma on my mama's side. She was just a little old woman, wasn't no bigger than nothing. But she taught me to do things. She passed away when I was in, I guess it was ninth grade or so in school. But I used to sit with her and we'd sew and she'd crochet these rag rugs and stuff. She made a lot of quilts. Some of the old heirloom quilts I have around here was made by this grandma. She was a sweetheart, a little Pentecostal woman, go to church, always wore the dresses. I'm just wondering, I might even have a piece of her dress in there in the cedar chest because I saved some of them. I was going to put in something years ago. I should have gotten them out before I started this video. She'd take her little pennies and just a little bit of change for her offering to church and tie it up in the corner of her handkerchief. And this picture, I never seen her in this hat. I never did, but found this picture of her, and it was actually in black and white, and we used the program on Ancestry.com and colorized the picture. But that's my little grandma. My little grandma. Now this is my grandma on my daddy's side of the family. And I'm telling you, I think I look like this grandma. I can see myself in her sometimes. And this is at their 50th wedding anniversary. She usually didn't dress up that much. Because they were both plain country women. But that's Grandma and Grandpa. And I think this was taken when I was 6 or 8 years old. So that's been a few years ago. Grandma lived to be in her 90s. Grandpa passed away not too many years after this picture. So I don't hardly remember Grandpa. But this grandma, I spent a lot of time with this grandma too. And both of these grandmas had long hair and wore it in a bun. That looked a little neater than my bun this morning. But that's my grandma's. Yeah, and I've become them. I really have. They're gone, but here I am. And I've got another picture here. This one has my mom and dad, my grandma. This one I took down. This is my mom and dad at their 50th wedding anniversary. This is my grandma on my daddy's side at their 50th wedding anniversary. This is grandma's mom and daddy, and I think they were married 50 years. And this is up here, grandpa's mom and dad. She was a French Canadian. She come from Canada, this lady right here. Her name was Margaret Jane. And he was James. He was born in England and migrated to Canada where he met her. And they married, and then they moved down to Michigan. And from Michigan down to Arkansas where Grandpa met Grandma. But they were living next door to Grandma's, these grandparents. And Grandpa was in Idaho, Shoshone, Idaho, and he came to visit his parents and met Grandma. So he came back from Idaho, and Grandma and Grandpa got married here in Arkansas. And let's see, over here we have these two. This Grandpa here was born in Pearson County, North Carolina, and he migrated with his family to Arkansas. And this little Becky, this was Grandma Becky. I don't remember Grandma Becky, but she was a little old woman that she was born up in Taney County, Missouri, and they migrated down to Arkansas, where these two met and married. And so we have these, and here come these, and these two had my daddy, and here comes along me, and they're my siblings. Anyway, that's part of my heritage. I come from a long line of country folk, so I come by it honest. I sure did. Tell me a little bit about your family. I love doing genealogy and family history. It's just a hobby of mine. But there's that little Grandma. Say, which one do you think I look like? I look like this Grandma, don't I? Look at me. I do. And I think this Grandma looks like her daddy's what I think. I think she looks like him. So, and I'm just for fun, no, not because I didn't trust who I come from, but I've done the Ancestry.com DNA test, and it all comes back. I'm who I say I am, and who I belong to belongs to me, and I belong to them. No denying any of that. But that's just what I wanted to share with you this morning. I know they were all country folk, but I always got a kick out of this Grandma's fancy hat. Because I can tell you, I don't think these Grandmas over here would have ever wore that fancy of a hat. And he was a boat captain and had a boat that he took, I guess, cargo around the Great Lakes is what he did. And she was Margaret Jane Lalonde. And I'm not sure if I'm even saying that right. Lalonde. Anyway, I'm going to get off here. I just wanted to share that with you. So, Rusty, I remind myself of my grandmas too. I love y'all. Y'all have a blessed Sunday. And if you haven't talked to your grandparents, why don't you give them a call and talk to them? Call them and see what they can tell you. Or share some information with your grandkids if you hadn't shared. So little stuff like this just doesn't get forgotten about. I love y'all. Bye.